What is the crack, John? How the hell are you doing, mate?
Good, Sean. Long time. It's been a long time.
It absolutely has. Mate, let's just start with that because we're going to get into like what the title is here. Like you left a 40K sales job way back to chase a dream and becoming a personal trainer, right?
That's it. Yeah.
And when this all started, so let's just start with where you were there. So, if I remember, you were saying to me just before we come on live, you were like covering maternity for somebody, and this offer came up.
Yeah. So it was I was always kind of in sales, jumping about, doing a bit of customer service. And then someone just said, listen, there's a job opportunity for you. And I was kind of going, I'm not too sure. And they were like, listen, it's a maternity leave. Money's extra. Would you just cover for 6 months? And I was like, listen, I'll do it for the 6 months. And then it was a case of 6 months was up. And they were just like, and I was like, getting ready to go. I was like, oh, yeah, I've signed up for this personal trainer. I want to do something. I was like, issue. And then I talked to you guys and I was like, I was telling them guys, I was like, listen, I'm doing personal training in a couple of months. That's where I'm headed. I'm getting out of this kind of idea of sales in the office. And they just turned around like a week later. He's like, listen, your woman's not coming back. The job is yours. It's a job for life. You're getting attention. You're going to get everything paid for the rest of your life. And he's like, you have to interview for it, but like, it's yours. And I was like, well, I only told you last week I need to get out of this kind of industry. And they was like, well, it's yours if you want it. Take a week to think about it. And I was just like, it's kind of like a break or die kind of situation. I was like, if I don't make the jump now, I'm never going to make the jump, you know? It was just caught in that kind of middle of, no, I told myself I'm going to do this. I don't want to be in an office for the rest of my life. I just needed that change. And I was just like, no, I'm going in like, there's kind of no looking back on it, you know, that kind of way.
Gotcha. So you did this. It was an incredible offer to become a personal trainer. Well, tell us like how long ago was that? How long has it been like since you're in elite? And what are you
Uh,
actually doing now?
yeah, it's been 5 years. I think I did it in 5 years. Yeah, I think it was 2014 when we did it with you guys. And it was just a case of, I was just like, okay, this is what I want to do. And kind of people questioning me like, but personal training isn't a real job. And I was like, well, I kind of just always like that idea of doing something different, something I enjoy. And I think I spoke to you when you were like, I was looking at other gyms or other courses, and they were like, just want to train people to lift. And I was like, yeah. I was like, do you want to do a step class? Or I was like, no. And he was like, and you were like, okay, well, this is the place for you. Did that 5 years ago. And I think I had all the tools ready to go, but then I kind of just did a bit traveling and then kind of got lost a bit of confidence for about 2 years. Yeah, so about 2.5 years, kind of was getting tempted back with the agencies. They were like, oh, there's a job for you here. And I'm like, no, no, no. I was like, this is personal training. I should have gone for it at the start and I kind of pushed it off. And then I was just doing boot camps, like 5 year classes here and there. And then I was kind of losing a little bit of interest. I picked up a couple of injuries. And then I actually went back to you guys to do the A12 program.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it was like I came in on crutches and I was just like, I just needed a little bit of motivation. I needed someone to give me kind of like love for it again. And just seeing you guys coach, seeing students actually were in the gym, they were doing their kind of gym work or the coursework. Like, that's what I loved and that's what I enjoyed. Like, and then once after that, I could have said, right, next 3 months, head down, put my head down, apply for loads of jobs, like get my head in there, like rather than sitting on the fence hoping someone's just going to offer me a job, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
It literally came to, I interviewed for maybe 2 or 3 other gyms and wasn't prepared, bullshitting my way in, but I never got there. And then I had Johnny was the last one, so smart training to where I am now. I literally just walked in and I was like, I need this job, and kind of shot down. And we just talked about like, they just said, what's your passion and stuff. And I was like, just needed to be positive. And then they were like, listen, gave me a chance. Johnny and Sarah gave me a chance when nobody would have. Like I was mid-30s, no experience in the industry. They're like, no, like we like your attitude, we like the way you're at. We're going to give you a chance. And that's how I came from being into a PT, doing 10 hours a week. Like I was like, listen, give me more hours. I want to do more hours. Went from there. They were like, listen, we're going to give you a full-time job. Gym was getting busier, busier, busier. It was madness. We were out the door all the time. About a year into it, they were trying to expand, and they were like, listen, we love what you do. They're like, we want to make you operations manager of this gym. We're going to open a second gym, but we want you to run this gym. And I was just like, fuck, like I'm only in the industry a year and a half. Properly, like I've only done that work, but they could see what I wanted to do and how I wanted to achieve it and stuff like that. And then it was just like, right. And then once I got there, it's been a mad year and a half now, so we're kind of just getting stuck into it as well now, you know.
Gotcha. Well, you see, this is one of the other reasons I wanted to get you on, John, because like I know what you've done, and I know Johnny Bruton. I mean, Johnny Bruton was one of the first people ever to come in the elite. He's 2 gyms.
Yeah.
But we're often, you know, we get the stigma of like, oh, you only talk about people who've launched their own gyms, and like it's not always about that. Yes, of course, we celebrate those people who've launched their own gyms and stuff, and the reason we do that is to show people that what can be done. But
yeah,
I think sometimes it's good to talk to somebody like yourself who you didn't want to open your own gym, and that's fine because you find how fitness can work for you and give you what you want back out of it from having a fulfilling role and doing something you're passionate about.
Yeah, definitely. It was just kind of like, now when I left with you guys, it was like, oh, there's a couple of options, and I was just like, I didn't imagine myself going. If I worked in, I think I actually did 4 weeks with FlyFit on the training course. And literally on the last day where they were going to give me a job in the new FlyFit in Manila, and he rang me, he's like, do you want to come in for an interview? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I wanted a salary, but I wanted more. I didn't want to be at the start kind of chasing people. I just wanted to get in the floor and coach people. Like, that's what you guys teach. It was just like, I've experienced selling. I've done sales, I've done customer service. It's my background, but I wanted the nitty gritty of just actually getting on the floor. I think they gave me the opportunity to get on the floor. And that kind of gave me that idea, okay, this is what I want to do, you know? Just give them that kind of little bit of experience rather than you guys give the tools, but it was kind of, I need a little bit of experience behind me. I think that was to give me the confidence of what's the next step after that, I suppose.
Gotcha. So tell me, now you've created a career for yourself using fitness. Like, what does your average day look like now?
Well, it used to be just training clients. Now it's everything. So, like, Johnny's just given me full trust, giving me a run of how to run the gym. So they have a few ideas, we have a few ideas, but it could be we do personal training on the floor. So we do semi-private. I run the group classes. I love the group classes. But then when people want to sign up, they come to me. If people need a coaching session, so I do the coaching session. So every month we get the clients in, talk about their goals, measurements, these kind of things. So it's across the whole border. So we do everything from getting the new clients in, selling them on the memberships. It's probably the same script that you gave Johnny that he gave to me. And he's just like, just shut your mouth, give the offer, have the awkward silence, and let them pull the trigger. Don't give excuses and stuff like that. So it took me a while to get there, but he was kind of like, this is what you do. And he trusts me with, you know, that kind of way. So now I've got that day of, I'm on the floor, but I'm on the office now. I'm doing the sales side of it. I'm doing the memberships. I'm actually coaching now. So that coaching side of like, not just lifting weights, to like, how do I lose weight? How do I do this? And it's like, okay, let's get into the nitty gritty of coaching and stuff.
Yeah, good bit of depth. I like that. And how does that compare to what you were doing before?
Well, before it was
in that sales job thing.
Well, before it was like a 9-to-5 job. And it was kind of like, you think you love it because you love the guys around, you love going for the piss on the weekend, but like the amount of time it'd just be like you're sitting at a desk, you're waiting for someone to tell you an email, you're going to about 10 meetings about another meeting about another meeting, and then you're like, all right, you just do what you're told, and then you're just going, man, he's creaming off the top, you're just making ends meet. And it was kind of going, I'm not in control of any situation here, I'm not enjoying it. Like I would have been like a lot of times, like when you're sick or you're probably hungover, you're just going, on Monday morning, you're like, I'm just going to ring in sick. It just can't be arsed. But to be honest, like, I don't think I've ever done that with gym. So with Smart, like, I've just, maybe one day I've probably gone, listen, I'm not feeling great, like, but it's not, I'm hanging, I'm just not going into work today. You kind of resent going in, you know, that kind of way. Mm-hmm. But it's like, chalk and cheese, I suppose, is the best way. It's just such a different lifestyle from me now.
Yeah, I get you. I hear that a lot because a lot of people say like they trade 5 days doing something they hate so that they can just make it to the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's just a few days of unadulterated pleasure. And like that's a warning sign that what you're doing is not working. Yeah,
it's like if you're just living for 2 days, like what are you doing with the rest of 5 days? Just work and sleep, and it's just like, nah, it's not the life I want, like, you know?
Yeah, it's actually a 60% negative return, but let's not get into that.
You're just waiting for Friday every time, like, and then you go, oh.
So did everything turn out like you envisaged? Like, is this what you saw in your mind's eye when you were thinking, like, if I got into fitness, I would be loving stuff, like things would be different? Did it turn out like that?
I think it was like peace and trough. So kind of had an idea of like maybe at the start when I left Elite, was kind of doing these kind of like, yeah, I'll definitely have my own gym in 6 months. I'll definitely be on the beach and Ibiza. I'll be in Starbucks every day and having a cup of coffee, opening a laptop. And I was like, okay, that's not exactly what it is. But I kind of think it was, okay, I just need to put the work in and you kind of get those little rewards. It was like, I thought I would be doing certain things. I think it was the guy who used to do, I think it was the Logan, I can't remember his first name. He did the sprint training and stuff like that, the power
Nick
training.
Logan.
Nick. Yeah, so I think he was doing some sports with a football guy. One of the other guys were doing a football.
David Knowles.
Yeah, so I was like, because I was into football, I was like, that sounds a great idea. That's what I want to do. And it was just because they were talking about it. But then a year later, I was just like, well, kids can't pay for personal training. Like, you know what I mean? That's not viable for me. It was a kind of go, okay, what do I need to do? And it was a case of, I just need to get into a gym. And then realize when I talked to Johnny, it was a case of, it's not going to be 2 hours on, 8 hours off. It was literally like, we're a small gym, but if you're in for 5 hours, it's literally client. There's no 20 minutes in between. It's just get in, get out, get them all done, rather than having this kind of, oh, I'm just chilling out by the laptop in the coffee shop for 2 hours. Now it's like you work hard, and then in your downtime you do what you can, like, you know.
I like it. Well, I've noticed that you're wearing an MNU t-shirt there, John. I mean,
oh yeah.
So this is the thing, like you're continually educating yourself too, and tell us a wee bit about like how you're continuing your education on even after qualifying and getting into a job, and how important is that?
I think when people always ask me about, it was that kind of like, oh, I know at the time when I was doing the course with you guys, there was one or two friends of a friend that were doing a college course in Class Asia or whatever it was, a personal training course. And they were like, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this private course. It's 6 weeks, around 6 weeks. And they were like, what, 6 weeks? It's like, we're taking a year. Like, and I was like, how is it the same? I was like, it's the same. It's just less fluff. And they were like, nah, it's not the same. And then when I qualified and then they eventually qualified, we were like, oh, let's go to the gym. And they were like, oh, I don't want to go every day. I don't want to get too big. Or we're giving people 100 crunches. And I was just like, this is not that, like, this just shows the difference in what the education was. So then it was just like, you guys gave me the tools, but then it was kind of for me going, okay, what do I enjoy? I was like, now I need to use those tools. So for me, I'm looking to launch an online business by the end of the year for myself with no kind of overheads in that kind of nutrition side. And it just gives me a balanced view of, okay, people need help, but it's kind of going, is it nutrition, is it training, it's everything. Like, and I'm going to see you guys next week with Tony Gentilcore. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that next week. So it's kind of going, is it applicable to Smart? And it's massively applicable to Smart.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going, I need to kind of, you don't know everything, you just need to keep going, what's applying to you, as well as educating yourself in the right area rather than doing every certain you can get, like.
Yeah, like I see a lot of, like you talked earlier about being polluted by other people's ideas. And that's when you heard David Knowles talking with Nick Hogan. You were like, oh, fuck, maybe that's what I want to do. There's loads of people like thinking, I need a strength and conditioning cert. It's like, hold on a second, you don't train any athletes. Like, I mean, and then when you think about it, if you go and do the snatch and the clean and jerk and multi-directional speed development, linear speed development, what are you actually going to do with Mary, who's 40 and just wants to look a wee bit better naked, who can't actually do a clean and jerk because she doesn't have the overhead capacity and, like, you know, her ankle mobility? It's like people aren't asking themselves right quick, am I going to use this on Monday? And if the answer is no, it's a waste of your time. Whereas you've got that now, you're going, well, that's hugely applicable. I need to be on that because that's going to change my behaviors, money, and change my results.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you said, like, even I talked to Jay a couple of weeks ago, he was doing the OPEX one. I was like, oh, that looks cool. And I was like, and just for no reason, I was like, I need to do another cert. And he just said, why? And then when I stepped back and said, oh, wait, I don't really need to do it because I'm not working with athletes. I'd love to, but it's not my goal. Like, even when Tony was talking in one of the videos, like, half of our clients don't even deadlift anymore because they're 50 and they're going to break their back if they deadlift. It's like, we need to deadlift. No. But now I know I have the capacity of, okay, we don't need to force a deadlift on anybody. We can
No.
do every other stuff. She just wants to move better. We can do something else. And I kind of realized, okay, I don't need to do OPEX. If we start working with sports people, then it's like, okay, majority of clients, we've got a couple of hockey players and it's kind of going like, oh, we need to get faster. And I was like, okay, so we just have to deadlift and squat a little less and then just work on getting stronger, not speed dynamics, not any of these kind of fancy elite stuff. If you're just trying to get to a certain level, all you need to do is the basics. Like, and then looking at who's in front of you, I suppose. I don't know whether it was one of you guys or one of the videos that you guys do on Facebook. I think Jay always talks about it, and it's like, who's the person in front of you? Not what you just learned. Who's that person? Like, and when you take a step back and you go, the person in front of me can't do this, need this, strip it all away, and then you go, okay, we can still get results.
I think it only comes with a bit of experience, because younger coaches or someone who feels a wee bit insecure, when they're on the gym floor and they're with their clients, they want their clients to do really complex, cool shit so that they can show off the other trend and say, look at I know, and look at it. Instead of going like, am I actually doing this to make the client better, or am I doing it to make me look better, or insecurity? It's like, that's a much more mature discussion to have when you're saying like, are you training the client in front of you? Are you actually just trying to look good?
Yeah, exactly. Because even with Johnny and Smart Training, we were thinking the same. Like, we're not much on Instagram. We do a little bit. We're on a little bit of Facebook, but then I'd be like, oh, we need to be on Instagram. We need to be on Instagram. Why aren't we doing before or after pictures? And then a year later, I'm like, yeah, we don't need to do before or after pictures. We don't need to take videos of our clients, because one, they're busy, they want to be on camera, and then two, our clients aren't on Instagram. They don't care about Instagram. It might be 30% of our clients are on Instagram, but that's not where our selling points are. Our selling points aren't doing these kind of fancy videos. Our videos or posts are, listen, we can help you. What are you struggling with? These kind of things, rather than showing other PTs or other gyms, look what we do. It's not about them, it's about yourself, like, or the people in front of you.
Yep. I love the way you're speaking, because it takes a long while to realize that most people they're like trying to receive the acknowledgement of other trainers rather than actually trying to solve problems. And that's that little conversational shift. Nice. Now, one of the questions I want to ask, because like the stage you're in now, John, I mean, where you had this job, you had this massive offer in front of you, there must have been a lot of internal dialogue going on there, where I'm sure like you had some fears about getting into the fitness industry way back then. Like, do you remember like any of the things that you were afraid of from taking that leap of faith? Like,
yeah, for me, it's a big thing, because I've always had that, what we say is imposter syndrome. It was always that, I still carry it now. And it's like, even if you get certain qualifiers, people would actually say, no, you're good at this, good at that. But then it was kind of going, I don't know if I told you before, then it was kind of like, I've been looking at the website or your videos on Facebook for a year. And it was like, oh, I want to do it. And then I'm like, oh, but I'm 30. I can't go back to college. I can't do 6 weeks out of my life. Like, my friends are going on to buy houses. They're building families. Like, I'm just about here. It's like, I need this career change. And it's, you just think yourself all the time, or people go, oh, you're a personal trainer, or I was afraid to actually say it, like, I want to be a personal trainer. And people go, well, that's not really a job, is it? Like, it's a hobby. And I'm like, you're letting people get in your head to like, yeah, it probably is. Like, I probably can't do it at my age. I'm probably a bit too old. You need to be 21. You need to be all these kind of Instagram people, these influencers. Like, if you're not selling protein powder, like, you're not a personal trainer. So I'm just like, I do that, or do I just settle into my comfort zone and just get at the desk? And it was that kind of dialogue. And I can't remember who it was. It was actually one person. I can't remember who it was. But then they actually just said, it stuck to me as like, what do you want to be when you're 50? And I was just like, what do you mean? And they're like, what do you want to be doing when you're 50? And I was like, yeah, you want to be at that desk till you're 50? Do you want to be 60? Do you want to like a hateful job with kids you'll probably never see and just work for a weekend? And I was like, no. And then it was kind of just having that internal dialogue, like, okay, what do I want? And it was like a few little things, and it was like, well, I love sports, I love training, I love helping people. So customer service was that kind of side of it. And it was like, I just needed to make that kind of leap of faith of, listen, let's go all in rather than sitting on the fence. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But rather than looking back and going, oh, I've had regrets on it, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. Well, what would you say to anybody who's struggling with those same fears now? They're probably sitting where you are, where they're watching loads of videos, but they're dealing with all those internal dialogues. How could they overcome that fear?
For me, it's just having a bit of faith in yourself and then thinking about like putting yourself all in. There's no point in sitting on the fence. It's kind of going, don't worry about what other people think. If you're all in, you're all in. If you're looking at a mirror and go, I want to coach shredded athletes that look like me, that's probably not for you. If you generally want to help people work in a gym, that's going to make a change for people. That's what you want to do, then go all in. There's no point in sitting on the fence. It's don't worry what people think. Give it an opportunity, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, then kind of sit back and go, okay, so give it my all, no regrets, that kind of thing.
Like that, mate. Well, look, what would be the most important 3 things that people should take away if they've been listening to your story?
For me, it's that kind of just not believing in yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. Like I still kind of, even at this stage in my life, like I'm nearly 40 at this point, and I'm like, I still get in my comfort zone. And I remember when we did the P30 course with you, and it was kind of going, I think it was one day, and I'm not sure if you still do it. It was like a business day.
I do, yeah.
Myself, what do you want to do? And I remember you just made everyone pair up. It was like everybody look at each other, look the person in the eye, tell them what your plan is, what you want to do, and how you want to achieve it. I just kind of shat myself, and I was like, oh, I need to run to the toilet. And I was like, I just kind of jumped out of that comfort zone. It was like, you just need to get out of your comfort zone. And I was like, just having that. It's going to be uncomfortable at some stages, but unless you do it, you're always going to never make that kind of leap. And I'm still doing it now. It's kind of going, courses you run or any of the business stuff, I'm just kind of going, I just need to get out of that kind of comfort zone. I suppose another one would be just having faith in yourself. That kind of, you're always talking about that kind of internal dialogue, or even looking at you guys doing all the videos and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure it doesn't come easy to use, but that's what it's there for. So even if you want to do a leap or any kind of course in PT, it's what I've learned from it is like, it's the tools. So you get your whatever blocks of weeks it takes to do those tools, you still have to apply for it. Like, and so many people go, oh yeah, you think you're done. Like, and I was like, the more I learn, the less I know. Like, it's just, there's more stuff out there. Like, I'm going to that guy next week, Tony and stuff. It's like when he talked to you last week, and I was just like, it's just a different way of thinking. I was like, okay, I need to start thinking like that guy. And it's going, yeah, you need to kind of improve yourself. And that's one of the big things I'd say is like, have your tools, but listen, get ready to use them and apply it. Like, don't just sit back and go, this is it. Like, and for my third one, I suppose it's just enjoy it. Like, too many people just get caught up in, like, I know it's not, sometimes it might be 60 hours a week, sometimes it might be 20 hours a week. It's just, you've got to realize it's going to be hard work and not have that idea it's easy. Like I know working in Smart, it was literally working from a sales job where I had a salary. I asked Johnny for some hours, they gave me 10 hours, and I was like pretty much going week to week on a salary. Like, I'd have enough money for food, bus fare, and I was like going week to week. So every salary was like, every paycheck was like, fuck, I need to live on this for the rest of the week. So it's going to be a shock to the system, but it's going to go, if that's what you want to do, you've got to kind of go for it, you know, that way. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's not going to be, you're not going to be in the Bahamas on a laptop. It's going to be hard, like, you know. That's what so many people think. I was like, oh, you must not do nothing all day. And I was just like, no, like, I'm up at 5:30. I get to bed at 9:30 at night, like, you know. It's hard work. It's not easy, like.
I blame Gary Vee for a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
And look, there's not. I'm tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of sort of, I think, entitlement where people believe that straight away they're going to get this, you know, fortune and the 6-figure business and stuff, because that's what's sold to them on Instagram. That's what's sold to them on Facebook. And what I love about the discussions I've been having with the people on here, we've been having real discussions about what it's actually like in the trenches to build a career for yourself, John, where in the early parts you were willing to put in the sweat equity. Like you said, there at certain points in time, you had to prove that you were the guy that they should offer the job to, and you were willing to live paycheck to paycheck, to actually show that you had the potential to become the coach you now are. And that took years. And I think there's this entitlement in the industry today. And I think it's because partly to blame on social media portraying this ideology that it's super easy. All you need is this tactic sold by Guru Bob, and you're going to be fucking sweet. You know, you're going to have a 6-figure business. It's not really true, is it?
No, like people say to me all the time, and it's just like, oh, what do you do? Like, you've got like so many free hours in the middle of the day that we're not open. I'm like, yeah, but like I'm still working on admin. I'm still doing programs. I'm still working on my own self. Like, so there's still work to be put in. Like 6 weeks will get you to the door, but you've got to kind of go and open that door and do the work yourself. Like, it's not like, I think even when I was talking about that marketing day, and I was just like, oh, I've had years of sales training. I was like, I don't need to do that. But then I realized like I do need to do it. It's kind of going, you can be the best personal trainer, but unless you put yourself out there, unless you kind of show people this is how I do or I can help you, it's like no one's going to come to your door and go, here's 10 grand for the year, like look after me. Like no one's going to do that. Like it's got to be, you've got to put the work in to get to that stage of people are going to want to come to you.
100%, man. Love it. Well, I'll ask you this thing. Like, do you think, was there anything unique you think about what we did here later? Anything that sticks out in your mind? Because, and then this is coming from a phone call. This shocked me, John, right? I had a guy who was on the phone, and he said he went to somebody for advice. And I'm not trying to say that, like, the only reason you're successful is because you came to Elite. I'm not trying to say that at all. Your success is yours. It's your own.
Mm-hmm.
But conversely, there's definitely something about it, because there's so many students, even going back as 4.5 years or like 8 or 9 years ago when Johnny Bruton, and all the elite guys are still in business. They're still rocking great jobs, rocking fantastic facilities or big companies. Not only something. This guy was told on the phone, he said the girl was in fitness herself, and she was a friend of his. So he said, look, where would you advise I go? And she said, listen, they're all the fucking same. So just pick the cheapest one, because you're not going to learn anything, if much at all. And I was like, fuck me. I did not believe that to be true. I do not believe that to be true at all. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, even like from the conversation I had with you about going in, and you were just like, I was like, I think it was like kind of thinking about it, and you're like, well, do you want to do step aerobics? And I was like, no. I was like, do you want to do spin classes? Like, no, I hate being on a bike. Like, you want to teach people how to live? You want to be on the floor? Like, and I was like, yeah. And that kind of just stuck out to me. He's like, they actually get you on the floor. And it's not kind of like, oh, we're just going to pass everyone. I remember it would have been when we were doing our PT course, and there was fitness guys there, and we walked out, and there was actually a guy tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, oh, how are you doing? I was like, yeah. He's like, he looked good, and I remember because we were on I think it was on the start, and he's like, yeah, I failed my fitness instructor course. I was like, fuck, like he actually failed it, like. And he's like, yeah, but I'm going back again, you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, so this is not, I've got tools, so I'm actually good. It's not, everyone's going to get past. It's like, if you're not good enough, we will not pass you. We're not going to put you out there, because you're still going to carry that name. You're going to have that on your CV. And then even when my friends were like, oh, you went to a certain course, and they were just talking about, oh, we don't want to get too big, or let's do 100 crunches because we're all out of shape. And I'm just like, what? I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I know what makes sense, and that's not what I was taught. Like, and then I know, not that it's not what it's taught, but then I know, okay, that's not true. It's like, there's no bullshit with you guys, I suppose. It's kind of going, listen, this is what we're going to give you. It's how you apply it. Like, and I think you've always said it, like, it's even with the Facebook group, there's like videos you keep putting out. It's kind of going, well, listen, yeah, it's there for you, but you still have to put in the work. Like, and that kind of sticks out to me. It's just like, all right, this course isn't just the box, it's what you do after. It's like, it gives you all the right options, and it's how you apply it. And I think you guys show people how to apply it. Like, because I've applied for, when I was struggling, I was applying for commercial gyms, and they're like, can you teach this class? Can you teach this class? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, well, sure, you just make it up on the spot anyway. And I'm just like, okay. So I was just like it was a kettlebell class, and I actually went in. Your man wasn't even expecting me. And I just said, oh, I needed extra hours of working. I said, I need a few hours. And he was like, can you do a kettlebell class? And I was just like, what do you teach? And he's like, oh, I just make it up on the spot. Like, and I was like, you just do every exercise with a light kettlebell. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so it's not a kettlebell swing. No, we can't teach that. I was like, what do you do with a kettlebell? Oh, we squat, we put them through the legs, we do lunges. And I was like, okay, I was like, so you just put it to music and you use a kettlebell. And like the heaviest kettlebell was, say, 6 kilos, 8 kilos. And they're like, yeah, we don't want them to hurt themselves. And I was just like, that's not training. Like, that's just selling them false prasad on this is a kettlebell class. And I was just like, this is not a class. Like, this is just you making something up. Now, some of them might get results, but I was like, you're still selling them down this road of they're going to a specialized class. And I was just like, okay, I was not taught this. I'm happy I wasn't taught these kind of classes, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like that expression of rolling shit and glitter and sticking it in a nice box. It's that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still shit. Like,
Yeah, it's still shit. Oh, fucking hell. So, well, you're in a cracking place now, though, dude. That's the main thing. So,
that's it. Like,
what's in the cards for the rest of the afternoon, John?
back in tonight, so back in 5:30, doing a bit of coaching, we're doing a bit of group training. Be there till 9:30, so I might actually be doing a bit of hoovering as well. So it's not all glitz and glamour.
No, it sure isn't. I do the Hoover myself, man. Still do it. Yeah, I like to have a clean gym.
Nobody does it to your own level. Like,
that's it. And hey, mate, I'm not afraid to get my fucking hands dirty. Like, I get stuck in, no bother.
That's it.
Okay, my man. Well, thank you very much for coming on. This has been a great chat. John, take it smooth and easy, mate.
Talk to you later.